Real thoughts, real trades, real journey. A video journal documenting the lessons learned on my journey to becoming a disciplined trader. Welcome to Trading the Journey. I'm Neil, and today I want to share a trading day that taught me one important lesson. Let's see what the market had to teach me. Well, I thought the day was going to be one of those days again. And this week really hasn't been all that great. As you can tell, the market continued to go down, and it's still going down. You know, the overall trend is pulling back now. I took two trades today. One loser, one winner. And, you know, when that loser came, I really thought that it was just going to be another losing day. So the first trade was this fence trade. My stop was right above this candle right here. And as you can tell, you know, the trade closed down here. I'm sorry. That was the wrong spot. It's this candle that I was on, that I went in on. So I got in this candle. My stop was right above here, kind of around the 29,690 area. And so I got in here. It came down, and then it reversed. This is what it looked like. My entry was about right here. And as you can tell, it never even reached my 1-to-1. So it stopped me out on this candle. And I kind of sulked for a second. I wasn't emotional, but I wasn't really at an all-time confidence. And so it just, for whatever reason, I don't know, why the market's doing what it's doing. It's just been crazy this week. It was crazy last week, and pretty much everybody's just getting beat apart. And around that time, I just, I said, screw it, and started watching what was going on around here. The pre-market low was, I think, right around there. It was, the pre-market low was, right there around that 29,675 mark. It was right there on that mark. And as you can see, it rejected, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And so when it broke down on this candle right here, I immediately got in, went for it 2 times, and it came out to be a positive day. And so I kind of thought about taking another trade, but then I just decided to shut it down and just take the small win. I came out about $40 ahead today, and hopefully I can grind it back up and be able to pass this eval and become a funded trader. I'm still learning. I'm still taking a hit, to my confidence, despite it being a positive day. And I'll be honest, I really didn't take that second trade because there was a setup there. It was kind of more impulsive. It wasn't a fear of missing out or anything. It was kind of, okay, I give up. I'm just going to do this. If it loses, I'm done for the day anyway. That was just the actual thought that was going in my head. Don't trade that way. It's kind of not fun trading like that. You have to have confidence, and I just didn't. I think that was pretty much, I don't want to say breaking point, but I think that hit my confidence this week and last week. It was just, I think that's what broke there. But it also kind of told me a little story within that as well, is that there's, you know, the key levels that sometimes the market may hover around. You know, as you can tell, it came back up near this mark again, and it rejected, you know, and it rejected and came back down, and it continued to go sideways. It's just been a crazy, crazy day. There's no real momentum going on here. You know, tomorrow's another trading day, so we'll see what happens. When I was first getting on this morning, I had really, my headspace was really good. You know, this looked like it was not quite a valid trade. It wasn't what I would take. I skipped it. Good thing I did, because it reversed and would have stopped me out had I gone in. You know, this reversed, came back down. So I did check on the market a couple of times just to see where everything was at. You know, and there were a couple other trades I could have probably gotten in on, but I just, my thought process really wasn't at an all-time best. So I just thought it better just to stay out. And as you can tell from the rest of the day, you know, the rest of the day went sideways. And the overall market structure is just, well, look, it's gapped down a little bit. Interesting. And the tendency is that all gaps must fill eventually. So this gap will probably fill eventually before it chooses another direction. But it's looking like it's pulling back, and you never know. It may break down and tank some more, or it may pull back to this moving average and go up. Who knows? You just gotta be careful, because you never know what's going. You never know what's going to happen. So just trade safe and watch yourself. Thank you for joining me for today's lesson. The market has voted. Today's lesson is written. I hope something from today's trade helps you on your own journey toward becoming a more disciplined trader. If today's trade reminded you of something you've experienced yourself, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed today's journal entry, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button on that video and subscribe to follow the journey. Until next time, real thoughts, real trades, real journey.